YouTube. Ranger Reno here. It's getting to be close to that time of year where we're going to start snaring coyotes. Now, all I need is a little bit of snow. We've got some of that going now, but we got deer hunting season to take care of first. We're tagged out in archery. We've got rifle coming up. But let's start preparing for the snaring season now. First, you need some snares. I'm going to do a series here, kind of a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, however many parts it takes. It's going to take a while because there's a lot to it, but in actuality, it is a very simple process. But to do it right, takes some time, some effort, and a little bit of equipment. Today, let's go through the equipment here. We'll call this part 1. First thing you're going to need is some snares, like I said. I had a video earlier in regard to how to dye your snares, color them so that they don't show up so much of a contrast against the brush and things you're trying to blend in with. So you can see these have got a little bit of a gray tint to them. Here I've got one that has not been dyed yet, but you can see it's essentially called a restraining cable here where I'm at. This helps get you where you want to be in way of snaring your coyotes. Now, a lot of things go on here. We're going to try to cover some stuff quickly so this doesn't go on forever because nobody wants to watch an hour-long video. Let's just get a couple snippets in, right? You got your basic snare. On the end of your snare, I've got a swivel. This is already designed to swivel, but you know what? Coyotes are notorious for twisting, turning, twisting. I do not use this to anchor my snares. I add an anchoring device. This particular single stake tab will work just fine. Connected with a S hook here, and in this case, a small split ring. All I do is take this, push that split ring through. Now if I need to make another set or recover that snare, I can just do it from the split ring. Now I've got not only one swivel here, but another swivel here as well. So when he tries to twist, hopefully I've got him covered in regard to minimizing that twist and his ability to escape. All right, so like I said, you're gonna have to check with your own laws, your own state, what you can use, what you can't use. Like I said, this is considered a restraining cable. It has a breakaway piece here. This S hook is designed to break away against the pull of a wolf. This is your locking mechanism. It will easily go in that direction, but it will not go in reverse very easily. So get your anchoring setup put together, all right? You're gonna need a whammy wire, some sort of a wire that will support that snare, and we'll get into details later, but you've got to have something that will hold it up exactly where you want it to be and position it appropriately. All right, this is called the whammy here, this small, this small little spring here is designed to hold the snare just like that when you actually get to the point of making this set. This particular wire is one where I use some flat steel. I'll drive that into the ground. That keeps this from moving in the wind, gives me good stability. The other way to do it is you can wrap that wire right around the top of your stake. Stakes. You're going to need some good re-rod stakes. These are 24 inches, ground to a bit of a point so they go in the ground easier. Welded washer on top, nice piece extending above that so when you hit it with your hammer, which another piece of material you'll need is a 2-pound maul. Be able to hammer these in the ground. Then you will want to have pliers as well. This pliers, commonly called a dike or dikes. used for making this bend and end your wire to accommodate, again, support of the snare, cutting the wire to length, and just generally manipulating this wire any way you need it to be, although it is malleable and able to be formed by hand quite easily. One other thing, well, more things, I guess. I put together a little cheat stick here. So you can see this says Coyote GL. So that means from here to there, where the coyote's foot would hit the ground, would be the bottom of the loop. It is also L for the diameter of the loop. So when I set my snare, I know that my snare, if I'm going after coyotes, should be approximately at that point on the stick. All right? So it's just a quick reference point when you're out in the wild trying to set these things. Another thing I do is here you'll see on the tail end of it, I got a little flag, so if I set it down, I can find it quickly. Also, several twist ties on here, so if I need to arrange something to hold that snare more steadily, I've got it readily available and can just take one of these twist ties and twist it on a golden rod or a twig or something to make it stand appropriately. Last thing I've got in here, and I guess we'll stop with this, it's just a quick saw, something that I can cut down a branch, a diversionary thing, whatever I need to do. It's always handy to have a saw in your bucket as well. And you can see I'm using a 5-gallon pail to carry all my goods. That's a lot of information for now. This is pretty much your basic equipment. So that's really what I've got here today, and we have the basic materials. We'll get into some more fundamentals and ideas of snaring itself in part 2, but I hope you find this useful thus far. Snares, swivels, stakes, the dikes, twist ties, your reference stick, the saw, your whammy wire, you're ready to go. Assembled all that in a bucket. Let's move on to part 2. Live your life large, live it full, keep it simple. Snaring coyotes is simple. You can do this. You'll love it. It's a lot of fun. Great pastime in the winter. Helps the deer population, rabbit population, turkey population. Wonderful, wonderful hobby and sport. Ranger Reno, over and out.